Hi everybody, Dr. Heather here at Freedlund Family Chiropractic and Nutrition. This is take 3. I'm trying to shoot a video with Carrie, so we're testing some new technology, so bear with us here for a second. I just did a live interview with Alejandra at Cornerstone Sun Spa, and we were talking about infrared sauna, and the topic of inflammation came up. So I thought that Carrie and I would be a great resource to talk about some of those things that Alejandra and I talked about. So I'm trying to get Carrie here on split screen. I think I'm closer. Oh, maybe I got it. So inflammation is one of those topics that everybody seems to be talking about right now. We've talked about, hey,
hello.
I won't tell you that we're actually in the same building, but we just wanted you to be able to more easily see both of us. I'm gonna fix my light here a little bit. Inflammation is one of those things that I've talked about the last 19 years in my practice. It's not new, but it seems to be the new thing that everybody's finally paying attention to. What I was talking about with Alejandra this morning was a lot of the studies that I'm seeing done, hi Debbie, a lot of the studies that I'm seeing done in healthcare, and they've always been this way, and Carrie's been in healthcare for a long time too. They're done from a point of someone has a symptom, we think we find a solution, so we run a study and see if our solution works. And the problem that I've always seen with that is that one, it's studying sick people, and it's really hard to study sick people to figure out how to get well. It's kind of like studying poor people to figure out how to get rich. It's not, the best option. But I think one of the things that I'm seeing is Alejandra talked this morning, infrared sauna, I think one of the major benefits that it has is that it reduces inflammation. But then all the studies that have been done are just this long list of people with all of these ailments and the things that it's helped with. And that's a conversation that you and I have had before. I talked with Alejandra this morning about, we looked at curcumin, and if you look at the curcumin research that we have, it shows all of these things that it helps with, brain benefits and heart benefits. And when I look at that, what I see is really what it does is reduces inflammation, but then they've been able to run the study of the person with the symptom, right? And then they reduced their inflammation and then their symptom went away. So inflammation is something that you and I have been talking. Well, I think we've always talked about it, right?
Yeah.
I mean, it's a conversation we've been in for a long time. So I know some of the testing that you've been doing here focuses on inflammation. So I thought maybe if you could just hop in and kind of tell everybody about what you've been seeing with the people that you've been working with and some of the options that we have available to really look at inflammation, not just on a this is how I feel level, but actually on a testing level.
Yeah, so there's acute inflammation and chronic inflammation. I know you're very familiar with acute inflammation because you and Dr. Amy see it all the time. And that's when people come in with acute injury or acute infection, and they see redness, heat, swelling, pain, the characteristic signs of inflammation. But there's also chronic inflammation, so that acute inflammation can be self-limiting. So if you cut yourself, it's going to heal on its own. But chronic inflammation is where it doesn't get better, and it can lie below the pain threshold, so you may not actually feel it. It can be silent inflammation. So that is a little scarier to me because it's something that we don't see and that you don't see as a chiropractor. You don't know it's there. So this can lead to chronic disease, things like chronic inflammation has been linked to things like diabetes, to Alzheimer's, to cancer, to autoimmune diseases like ulcerative colitis, which is what I have, inflammatory bowel disease, rheumatoid arthritis, cardiovascular disease, things like that. So the testing that we're doing here tests for inflammation at the cellular level. So whether you feel the inflammation or not, it can be present at the cellular level. And this shows actually inflammation that's been occurring for the past 90 days in your cells. So it's not something that's happening right now necessarily. It's something that's been going on for a little while. And this is testing, like I said, that checks for cellular inflammation, also checks for metabolic activity that's going on that can lead to weight management issues. And then there's also a cognitive test that's included in it as well.
Right. I'll tell you, as a chiropractor, the reason, and you said some things, and maybe this is just a discussion you and I have never had, but one of the things that we've always done in the exam that we do is we do look for chronic inflammation and we can actually feel it. But the hard part is, like you just said, most people don't know that it's there. So when I would say to people, you have a lot of inflammation, they would go, I do, or no, I don't, right? Because they were thinking about acute inflammation. They're thinking about sprained ankle, the inflammation that they can see. So when you and I first started to investigate all of this, that was one of the things that I was excited about because it does give us a quantifiable, a measurable way to look at inflammation. And a lot of things that I was seeing in a lot of the testing that people were doing before, like sed rate and things like that, it wasn't a true measure of inflammation. It was a measure of, cells being broken down and different things like that. So, like you just
Right, that's
said,
more a snapshot in time.
right, it's like just where you are right now. So if you've got an infection or a sprained
Right.
ankle right now, that testing is going to show super high, but it doesn't really show where you are on a chronic inflammation level. So that was one of the
Correct.
things that was exciting to me about BrainSpan from the beginning is I like those quantifiable things. I like those things that we can see this is where somebody is. And like we were talking about when we started, not just measure it based on what are their symptoms or, something we can have that's quantifiable. So the test that we're using is called BrainSpan. And Carrie and I actually traveled to California and trained with the creator of BrainSpan, who happens to be a neurologist. He's just been looking for ways to reduce chronic inflammation. And surprising to him, I think chiropractic and nutrition were the things that he saw that were coming back with the best results for reducing inflammation. So he's kind of jumped into the now how can we study preventatively how to use chiropractic and specifically some nutrition to reduce inflammation, that chronic inflammation. Can you? I know we've had some pretty amazing results with people. So what Carrie's been doing is we're testing people, some people that are chiropractic patients, some that aren't, just anyone who wants the testing to see really where their inflammation is. And then 90 days later, we offer them the chance to test again. And I feel like in particular, there's a couple stories in there that are just awesome in the changes that people have seen. So since we haven't asked them, can you tell at least one of those stories without giving anybody's name?
Yeah, there was the one woman that was tested that she felt some inflammation, but I don't think she felt it to the degree that it was showed on the brain span test, and just wasn't able to participate in everyday activities. She felt like she couldn't play with her grandchildren, and um, just didn't have the energy that she wanted to be active during the day, and met with me after her results came back, and we discussed some nutrition and supplementation recommendations, lifestyle recommendations that actually are all printed right on the BrainSpan report, and went over those together. She came back in about 3 months later and got tested, and her results were mostly in the normal range. She did not follow all of the recommendations completely that we went over. So, but she did follow some of them, and the results showed that she was back within normal ranges for her inflammation levels, and she felt that. She felt like she could play with her grandchildren again and had less pain in her joints. And she noticed that it wasn't just on paper; it was something that she actually noticed. So that was great
Yeah,
to see.
it was awesome. That's a lady I've had a long-term relationship with. I was surprised at her results because one of the things that Carrie and I were seeing is when we were testing our long-term wellness patients, and I would put people in that group that, have been adjusted for years, we were in general seeing that their inflammation levels were lower than the people that we were testing that weren't getting chiropractic care. So she was one of those people that I knew was having some issues, and she and I had been talking about a lot of things like just having energy to clean the house, or she was kind of, we see this with a lot of women, just kind of really feeling like she was failing in her everyday life things because she felt so bad. And I thought her inflammation would be high, but I was surprised at how truly high it was. And the interesting thing is, on the not necessarily on the supplement side, but on the eating side, those were all recommendations that I had made to her over the years that she didn't do. And I think it was because she didn't realize how bad her inflammation actually was.
Sure.
So for me, that was so helpful because she did the testing, she could see the number, and it made her go, oh, we all know there's things we need to change, but sometimes we just need that. I'm a numbers person. So if there's a number that I can see, and then you can say, when you do this, this is going to change. I honestly think that's why people love weight loss so much sometimes, because it's something that they can quantify the changes that they make. But this is just, I think, a better way for us to be able to quantify those changes. You also said she didn't do everything. Welcome to humans, right? I mean, I think we all are a little bit that way. I've met very few people that are all in all the time. You and I have talked about doing some things. I made some major lifestyle changes this year, and I have said to you, I know, well, let's just do that. And you'll say, well, you're an all-in person. Most people don't start off all in. So, I say that because she got results without doing everything 100%. So I think sometimes people don't
Correct.
start things because they think, well, it's going to be a bigger change. Hi, Renee, a bigger change than it's distracting to me. I can see everybody who's watching today with our with our new option. So I
Yes,
think that
we have had, oh, I'm sorry, go ahead.
I just think it's one of those things that sometimes we don't act because we know ourselves well enough to know we're not going to do it 100%. And what we're really seeing is that making those small changes does still make a difference. So if you're in that group that's like, oh, I'm not going to change because I know I'm not going to totally do it, then, get rid of that thought, because those small changes, I think over a lifetime, make a huge difference. So
Absolutely.
I think the other thing, and you can speak to this with her, is she didn't do it all to begin with, but I think now, I think she's a little less than a year in, and I think she's doing more than she did in that first 90 days.
Yeah, I think she has noticed the difference. So I think she is wanting to be more compliant with some of the supplements that she was taking, and take on some of the dietary changes now that she's feeling better. That was something I think that she didn't feel like doing initially. But I have had another client who was an all-in client who you would look at and think is a completely healthy person on the outside, and had one of the highest inflammation numbers that we've seen here. And she was an all-in person, and she took on all of the supplementation recommendations. She met with me for one-on-one coaching, and I can't wait to see her results come back after she does her follow-up testing.
Yes, I know who you're talking about. That one was a huge surprise. And
Yeah.
with her, she wasn't even having that much outward symptom. We just had a few
No.
little things that she and I were having trouble figuring out, and having the technology available, we just thought that would be a great place for her to start. So that one was a huge surprise. And
Yes, I would
yeah,
really
that's
call that silent inflammation, because you don't know what tissue the inflammation is affecting. You don't know if it's affecting your heart. You don't know if it's affecting your brain. You don't know if it's affecting, another organ of your body. So that was truly silent
right.
inflammation for her. She didn't feel it.
Yeah. I'm curious, the people that are watching, do you think that you have chronic inflammation right now? And is there anything that you've done to try to reduce that you've seen great results with, or not great results? I know there's some of you watching right now, and I'm going to guess that just the tagline inflammation caught your eye. One of the things, and I should have said it at the beginning, but we're just trying to get more interaction this year. We want to know what you all want to know about. So if you comment on this video, what can we give them, Carrie? The testing that we've been talking about, we'll give a 50% off. We'll pull out of the people who actually comment, a 50% off our sale price on that. I'll cover the cost of that. So, cause I sprung that on Carrie, on Carrie today. So, if you'll comment just that you're here, or a question that you have, or something that you want to hear more about, I will pick one of you and give you that. The offer that we're offering in January, actually, I'll let you tell them about that. You want to tell them what we decided to do in January with the brain
Yeah.
span testing?
Yeah, it's normally, the test is normally $179. So that includes the cellular blood spot testing. It's just a simple finger poke that you do here at the office. It includes a cognitive function test. I call it brain games that you can do on your phone. It's a series of tests that you'll do on your phone. It includes personalized nutrition, support, lifestyle, recommendation pro, report, thank you, that you will get. And it also includes a 45-minute one-on-one session with me, the nutrition educator. So we did go over those results with you. So that's normally 179. I discount that normally to 159 with people that I meet during our free 25-minute session. And we're actually discounting that to $109 in January, which is $70 off the normal price. So that's a fantastic opportunity to take advantage of for sure.
So shoot us a comment and I'm going to give one of you that at $50. So, which is a steal. Yeah, Carrie mentioned a couple of things that I just want to really focus on. She will meet with any of you for 25 minutes at no charge. And the reason that we do that is we think it's important to get to know what you're dealing with. And even know if we can help you. So basically, she'll sit down with you and hear your story and what you've had going on. And based on what you've got going on right now, she can make recommendations to you on what she thinks your next step should be. And she loves it when I brag on her. But Carrie's one of the smartest people that I know. I have done this for a long time. Hi, Diane. I've done this for a long time. I have helped a lot of people, and Carrie has helped me figure out some deeper layers of some of the people that I've honestly just been stuck with, that we've kind of hit a wall with in chiropractic, honestly, myself included. So I hit a wall last year that Carrie really helped me through, and it's changed my life. So if you want to just meet with her for 25 minutes, just comment 25-minute something do with 25 minutes in the comments, and we'll get a hold of you to actually make one of those appointments. And there's no charge at all for that, and we're not high pressure. We just want to get to know you before we you're in any money to us or anything to us. We want to have a relationship with you first before we do anything else. If you're interested
Yeah,
in learning more, oh, go ahead.
oh, I was just going to say that I am all about finding the most cost-effective solution for you and working with you because I think both Heather and I would agree that our mission is for you to be healthy and for you to be well, not just you but our community. So that's why we're here.
Oh, absolutely. Yep. Yeah. We are relationship first in helping you figure out what's going on. So we always try to do that as cost effective as we can on every level. But it's been a huge benefit for us to have Carrie here. She's just really helped us through a lot of things with a lot of people. And like she just said, our goal is to get our community as healthy as we can. And it's been great to collaborate that way. And even in just those two patients that I'm really thinking about now, that I've worked with for a long time, just the changes that we've seen. So if you're interested in the brain span testing and you want to do more, just comment in the comments or you can send us a private message and we'll get back to you. We also are doing a detox, which we said was closed, but we decided yesterday to order 3 extra kits. So we have spots for 3 people in our detox. The detox that we did last time, the people that were there with us, we had amazing results. It was so fun to watch people and the changes that they had in that very short amount of time. So I know you're thinking about it. Everybody's got their New Year's resolution set, and I know you're already falling off the wagon because that's what the research shows. So that's going to start January 21st. If you want to know more about that, shoot us a comment in the comments. And like I said, I'm going to extend the, hi, Debbie, thank you.
Hi,
Debbie said
Debbie.
that
Thank you. Yes, thank you, Debbie.
Oh, can you see the comments too?
Yes,
Anyway.
I do.
Oh, awesome. Sorry, I'm always excited about figuring out how stuff works. So yeah, like we said, shoot us a comment. I'm going to extend that for an hour. So if you comment in the comments in the next hour, we will enter you in the drawing for the $50 brain span. So comment in the comments. We've got some people in there already. And if there's anything else that you would like to know about, yeah,
just a couple words on the
go ahead.
detox. It's actually starting January 21st, and it's a 2-week program, and we're leading it live on, not live, sorry, I'm in the live mode. We're leading it on Facebook, and there'll be a private group, and I'll be leading it there. And if you have any other questions, just wanted to let you know the dates. We're going to be planning on doing this quarterly, so the next one won't be offered until the spring. So if you want to take advantage, now is the time to do it.
Yes. Oh, and you triggered something else. We're going to do an inflammation webinar, a full webinar, because that has been on our list. So we decided to schedule one, and we scheduled it today for January 24th. Is that right?
It's a Thursday, the 24th at 7:30.
Yes. So Carrie, we went through about 10 different dates, and
yes,
that's been on our list of things to do, but we want to know what you want to know about. So, I mean, we could talk about a lot of things, but if you don't want to know about it, then it doesn't matter. So we want to know what you want to learn more about. So send us messages, any way that you want to interact with us, we would love that. We are working on how we're actually going to present that webinar, but it will be done so you can sit at home in your jammas and watch us from there. So we might be in our jammas. I probably won't be in my jammas, but we will. We want to make that as easy for you as possible. So we pray that you all have an amazing day. Thanks for being on with us today, and we'll talk to you soon. Bye, Carrie.
Bye.